Whether you are creating courses for a corporate library or to sell online, it's critical to provide an accurate course outline and description. If you want to captivate, create excitement and curiosity, and ultimately make students want to take or purchase your courses, keep on watching. Happy Learns Day, everyone! I'm Paulina, and today is another great day to learn something new. So let's get started. Why bother about a good course description? A great course description can be the decisive factor of whether a student signs up or clicks away from your online course and never returns. A well-written description is one of the most important aspects of any e-commerce offering. Research has shown that people will simply not buy products online unless they know exactly what they are getting. 20% of purchase failures are potentially a result of missing or unclear product information. Imagine shopping online for an item of clothing and being unable to find the exact sizing measurements and the material it is made of. Would you buy it?
No.
It's exactly the same for online courses, but sadly, this is often overlooked, and we're left with lackluster and unclear course descriptions that leave so many of the learners' questions unanswered. Some of the common issues seen in online course descriptions include uninteresting, repetitive, shoddily written, uninformative, too casual, overly complex, and poor grammar. Here are some examples of poor course description sentences. Hazel wishes to present her interpretation of Eastern philosophies of life and cultural views. She hopes that it would serve as a mirror to help you understand and appreciate your own culture better. Hazel is a continual student of learning. This description is more instructor-focused rather than student-focused. It's written shoddily and has poor grammar. Now let's look at another description. Bring your own stories. We will relate stories that have a personal meaning to us. The stories may be either from history or experience. We will pursue what our stories mean for life and spirituality. This description is rather repetitive. And the last example of a description. Course goals are to learn the basics of oil painting. And this description is uninteresting and uninformative. Now to the fun part! Let's look at some tips that will help you write a good course description. Your course description should be enticing and interesting, factually complete and accurate, provide solid course information. The key questions that we are looking to answer in our course descriptions are: why, the purpose of rationale for the course subject area covered, and why would a student take it? The next question is what, the key content, principles, topics to be learned, and how, the types of major learning activities and student experiences featured in the course. Now let's take a deep dive into how to write a course description that really works. First, add a course tagline. Every online course should have a great 1 or 2 sentence tagline. If you can't describe your course in 2 sentences, it might be time to rethink your content and what your course focuses on. Without getting into the weeds of digital marketing, just remember that first impression counts. The majority of your prospects will never get past the homepage or course landing page, so make sure you give yourself the best chance of a conversion by capturing their interest and laying out your offering clearly. The tagline might be the first part of the course description, under the headline in this example, or it might be on your homepage or academy page if you are selling similar courses in a particular niche. So the do's here are to use active tense, keep it simple and pointed, showcase the benefits, address needs and offer solutions, and use a quote. But don't describe what your goals and ambitions as a teacher are. At this point, no one cares. Define a course goal. This should be a high-level summary of the goals of your course and should also state what is to be gained from taking the course. You can include this part in the course tagline or place the course goal separately in the description and present it as your outcome, as in this example. so it attracts potential viewers' attention at once. So let's sum up. Encompass what they will achieve by completing the course. State clearly defined, reachable goals. Address the problem the course will help them overcome. Don't use vague language that leaves room for doubt. Set learning objectives. The learning objectives should describe in detail the knowledge, skills, behaviors, and competencies that the learner is expected to possess upon completion of the course. They are typically presented from the learner's perspective, so they show both what the learner is required to learn and the level at which the learning should occur. Clearly written learning objectives ensure that students know what to expect and feel more prepared for the workload. Learning outcomes may also include professional and academic skills and any resulting certifications. To sum up, use a similar format for every learning objective. Clearly state what they will be able to do after completing each objective. And don't misrepresent what can be achieved. Don't use vague language. Use poorly defined goals that cannot be quantified objectively. Specify course format. In this section, you should describe how your course is delivered. Try to focus here on anything that makes your course different. Are you embedding videos? If so, what kind? Do they feature an instructor or expert, or are they slide-style presentations? Are they interactive? Professionally produced? If your course is e-learning based, what makes it stand out? Perhaps you feature meaningful dialogue simulations or branching scenarios that help the student learn a specific skill, or have professionally recorded voiceovers from an industry expert. Keep this concise, but don't be afraid to sell the benefits of your course here. If you are still in the early stages of designing your course, then be sure to include engaging, interactive content such as dialogue simulations, matching activities, interactive hotspot images, and quizzes. To create great-looking courses simply and easily, you can look at an e-learning authoring tool such as iSpring Suite. iSpring Suite allows you to build online courses based on PowerPoint slides with engaging quizzes, instructional videos and screencasts, role plays, and interactive activities. To sum up, provide a detailed overview of content types included in the course, identify points of difference and unique selling points of your delivery format, outline on what devices they can access the course. This is very important. And don't say too little. Simply stating e-learning course doesn't provide enough information for the student to make an informed decision. Moving on to the tip number 5. State a course credit and level. In this section, you should clearly state both the level of the course, for example, beginner, intermediate, or advanced, and any academic credit or industry certifications that can be obtained by completing the course. Adhere to the format of your organization if applicable. For example, you may have a coding system for certifications. And don't make claims that are untrue, overstated, or cannot be verified. State the workload. This part should include the seat time of the online course, any virtual contact hours, and any independent work required. If there are some deadlines, you can also mention them in this section, or state that the deadlines are flexible. Clearly detail the time required and optionally allocate the time needed for each module of the course. And don't underestimate how long your course takes to complete. This mistake is easy to make because when you run through it, you are familiar with all the content and assessment questions. Mark curriculum or contents. The choice of content is based on the intended learning objectives and should map back to those objectives. The amount of detail you provide in the contents should be tailored to the type of course you're writing the description for. For example, you might list the bullet points covered in each module or lesson, or give a more in-depth breakdown. Course contents can be further chunked down and tagged if desired. Essential knowledge. That's essential theories, concepts, models, and principles. Then we have media knowledge. That is, complements and expands the essential knowledge. And optional knowledge. Additional and special knowledge. It is recommended that only the essential knowledge content be written into the description. The rest can be added to additional sections and may vary between different versions or pathways of the course. So what are the recommendations? Break down the content and present it by module, lesson, or topic. Make it interactive, an accordion or a tabbed section, for example. Don't replicate the learning objectives or course outline one for one. You want to provide the next level of detail here. Tip number 8. Specify assessment methods and criteria. The online study methods used should help the student achieve the learning objectives. The purpose of assessments is to measure how well students have achieved the learning outcomes. Outline any evaluation methods used in your online course and the weighting that each method counts for in the final assessment. The key takeaway here is to set the expectation of what is required of the student in order to pass your course. Certification-based courses often have mandatory assessments. Many general interest online courses are not formally assessed, but often use knowledge check activities to reinforce learning. So what are the do's and the don'ts here? Inform the learner if there is a passing grade. If so, what is it? How many tries do they get with the quizzes or other unlimited retakes? Do you employ a feedback mechanism for questions that are incorrectly answered? And don't use intimidating language like, you must then pass a 20-question assessment in order to complete the course. Instead, consider something like, at the end of each module, there is a short interactive quiz. If you get any questions wrong, you can go back to revise the content. You have an unlimited number of tries. Moving on to the tip number 9, and that is to list additional materials. You can optionally list the research, literature, other reference materials used in the course, and any additional related information. Alternatively, you may choose to simply embed additional study materials within the course. Supplementary study materials can also be outlined in the course description as needed. Include how additional materials are easily available, for example, as PDF downloads in the Course Material tab. And don't make heavy demands on students to acquire outside materials at their own expense. It's your job to include everything relevant needed to pass the quiz. Tip number 10. Provide course enrollment instructions. Clearly outline how students can register for your course. Make sure you include exactly what it costs, what the student will get in return, and the different methods available to pay for it. This will likely be determined by your course hosting platform if you're using one. The do's here are to include buttons, links, and call to action. Outline the step-by-step process for sign up to starting the course. And don't force students to enter more details than necessary to register. A name and email should be sufficient unless you're offering academic course credits. The next tip is to add instructor bio. The instructor's bio should be around 15 to 50 words in a separate section underneath the main course description fields, or in a sidebar. Many hosted course platforms have a dedicated spot for you to include this information. The biography has two seemingly contradictory goals. One is to establish your qualification, and another one is to project your image as an equal, not too far above the potential learners. Learners want to know you are qualified, but they also want someone they can relate to. The do's here are to state your qualifications in terms of experience, use credentials or degrees only if you have to, and include your interest or motivation in teaching the course. By this point, you have some buy-in from your prospects, so they will care. And don't waffle endlessly about your qualifications. The next tip is to add further information. Here you can include other information relating to the course that doesn't fit into any of the main categories. For example, if you are selling online certification courses for a particular sector, you could include the governing body standards that your course adheres to. If any special software or other materials are needed to complete the course, this should be detailed here. Overall, be relevant. If you don't have anything to say here, just skip this section. And don't revisit information you have already provided in a more relevant section. And the final tip for today is to include related courses. If you have more than one online course in a subject area, you may wish to include relevant, related courses that complement the current course. The course cards should all be designed in the same style, so a user can see that they all belong to the same brand. List relevant courses that complement the current course or make up a larger learning pathway. But don't list every unrelated course that you sell. This is shooting yourself in the foot. To sum up, this video should have prepared you for writing your own course description that sells. Once you find a format that you like, you will find it much easier to write new course descriptions based on your own template. Here's a quick checklist for you. Go ahead and take a screenshot. Have we missed anything, or have you recently written your own online course description? If so, we would love to hear about it in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below. Also, click the red subscribe button to come join the iSpring community. We'd love to have you on board. And finally, hit the bell notification icon so you can get notified every time we upload a brand new video. We share more tips on our blog, so go ahead and explore it. Take care and good luck with your course descriptions. Bye!